In this video, I'm going to reveal to you 10 DIY prepping hacks that are really clever and they actually solve problems you're going to come up against in survival situations. And so you could spend a lot of money to solve those, to buy these items, or you could make them DIY. And so we're going to talk about how easy it is to make some of these items, what these items are, and then give you a bottom line. I'm going to reveal to you at the very end of the video how much money you can actually save by DIYing these items versus buying them off of the shelf or on Amazon. All of that is coming up. Guys, there's a lot of different ways that you could approach getting items, and that is you could buy these things on Amazon. You could buy the things that you're going to need for a survival situation, or you could DIY them. And a lot of the time, it's just knowing that we need to get them in the first place and knowing how simple it is to make these items that can be a huge key piece of the process. So in this video, I'm going to reveal to you we're going to look at a lot of different items that you can actually DIY. And they're actually insanely clever, very simple DIY prepper items that solve real problems that you're going to need to be solved in a survival situation. So let's dig into this today and talk about these DIY items one by one. And the first one that I want to take a look at with you here is the DIY water filter. And so, yeah, of course, you could buy a life straw. There's a lot of different apparatuses you can get out there and buy on Amazon. But of all the items on the list, I'm giving you the upfront, the one that will save you the most money, and that's the DIY water filter. So you can grab a couple of 2-liter bottles. You see it here on your screen, and then sand, charcoal, and gravel, and create a simple water filtration system. And so this is allowing nature to do its work in water filtration. And so from the rocks at the top through the more and more granular sand down to dirt and then cotton at the bottom. And then so on the one on the left, you see the example of what this can look like. It filters the water. And the skill level for this is beginner. Like it's pretty simple. You're going to have these items around your house, probably in your yard. You can go and gather these things up. And the benefits of it is this provides clean drinking water in an emergency. So say you get an emergency situation, you're not sure if you can trust the water. You can build this pretty quickly and simply as a way to filter through water, and it uses available materials, and it can be made pretty quickly in a pinch. So you learning how to make this now can have a lot of benefits in that survival situation. All right, so let's talk about the next one. The next one is that one that you saw up front, and that is the hidden safe in a can. So you can use an empty, cleaned out can of corn, can of peaches here as the example, and it can blend in with other pantry items as a hidden safe. Not a lot of people are going to be grabbing for that can of corn on the shelf to take that with them to try to raid your pantry. There's going to be a lot of other items they're going to go for first, so it's a keeping your valuable items hidden in plain sight kind of strategy, and it can work. And so this is pretty cheap, pretty easy to make. All you got to do is get that can right. Now, this kit that you can see on your screen is off of Amazon. They have a special plastic plug that can plug up that can. But there's no reason why you can't just make your own. Take a can, eat the contents, and then now all of a sudden you've got yourself a hidden safe in plain sight. And the skill level on this one is beginner. So that's a simple but really effective way for you to begin to hide your items in a prepping situation. All right, let's talk about the next one, solar powered charger. So you could build a solar powered phone charger using a small solar panel, a rechargeable battery pack, and then a USB port. This one exists within a simple little Altoid box. So this skill level is a little bit more intermediate, but it does give you the renewable energy source for your electronic devices, and it's great for off-grid situations, something you could carry around in your pocket, and it reduces your reliance on traditional power sources. Something to look into, right? So let's talk about the next one, and that is staying on that Altoid theme. Is to create an Altoid tin survival kit. So create a compact survival kit using an Altoid tin. So you can include items like a mini fire starter, fishing line and hooks that you're going to want in that survival situation, a small pocket knife, bandages. And so you see one example here on your screen. There's a bunch of examples you can find out there on this. This has even got a small little survival guide that has a bunch of hacks and tips within it. So making a few of these and giving them to different people in your family is an easy win. Just take that Altoid box and fill it up. So a pretty simple way rather than buying something on Amazon to hack and solve that problem. Okay, so the next one is homemade fire starters. So as far as starting a fire in a survival situation, you're going to want to have a lot of different options, right? And one of the easy, simple DIY options is what you see on your screen, and that is to make a homemade fire starter from dryer lint and wax in egg cartons. So this is just a simple egg carton. You can see that on the right, and then you see on the left some steps towards that. Pour the melted wax over the lint, and then you put a towel onto the work surface. This is what this person did. And then as you do that, all of a sudden, once that hardens and that dries, you have got DIY fire starters. And so this is a beginner level DIY hack. Very simple. Anybody could make it, and it's a reliable way to start fires. You use one of these and put it in a fire, even in a damp fire situation, and you're going to be able to get a fire started. It utilizes just waste materials in your house. You're not even actually using anything extra, sacrificing anything. You're reusing that egg carton you already have, reusing the dryer lint you've got, and just some wax. And then it's convenient, easy to store. It's not going to go bad. So pretty simple one, right? All right, let's talk about the DIY rocket stove. So if you haven't heard of a rocket stove is a simple way to convection cook anything. So in the top right-hand corner of the screen, looks like my video is covering it, but you get the idea. The rocket stove in the top right-hand corner of the screen is the one you buy on Amazon. But you can actually make your own. Why not make your own? Using cinder blocks, you can see that example right here, right? Or you can actually take a tin can, cut out part of it, and then add a little bit. That's a little bit more intermediate level, that one. You can begin to just solder that on, weld that on, and then you've got a DIY rocket stove. And this is a very efficient way to cook, right? So you can start your own fire. That's another way to cook food, right? But this is so simple because it makes an efficient use of the fuel that you do have on hand. And if you do it with the cinder blocks, super simple, super easy to create that tunnel of air underneath the fire that will fuel that fire and be able to allow you to cook your food. All right, so let's talk about the next one on the list, and that is a fishing kit in a soda can. So going back to that idea of a can safe, you can take a soda can, cut it in half, and there's several videos on YouTube that unpack this idea. A simple way to store fishing line, hooks, other small gear, and you just put that in an empty soda can for a portable fishing kit. And so this is beginner skill level, pretty simple, pretty easy. It's compact, it's easy to carry, it provides a mean to catch food, and then you can just have this in your bag until you absolutely need it, and it keeps it all organized and in one spot in that metal can that's going to keep it protected. So another simple hack. Another one that's similar in the fire starting space is that of Vaseline cotton ball fire starters. Again, items you're going to have around your house. Take some Vaseline and soak some cotton balls in it and store them in a waterproof container. And then once you've done that, that's it. Very, very simple, right? And so you see there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, we can melt down that Vaseline, make sure that it coats it really well. But all you got to do is drop those cotton balls onto that pan right there, and then allow those things to get completely coated and covered, and then you just store them in a safe container, and then that's a very reliable way to start a fire in any sort of survival situation. It's lightweight, it's easy to carry, it's also waterproof and long lasting. So there's a lot of benefits on this one that you can take items just around your house and make it. All right. Next one, a DIY solar oven. As long as you got the access to the sun, a DIY solar oven is a great hack to have in your back pocket. You can spend a lot of money on these on Amazon. There's really fancy ones, but I love this because this is very simple. You take a simple box, this one's just an Amazon box, foil, and you begin to cover the insides of it, and boom, just like that, you have got a DIY solar cooker. And so this allows you to cook using renewable solar energy, right? And it reduces the need for fuel or reliance on fuel in a survival situation that you may or may not have. And it's just great for off-grid cooking. The only downside here would be, of course, the weather. If you don't have the sun, you're going to be up a creek on that. But this is why you have multiple options. This can be one great option in your back pocket that you can pull out in a situation. You can even build it in that situation and be ready to go, right? Let's talk about the next one, and that is this crayon hack. Maybe you've seen this in different memes or on a post on Instagram or Facebook, but you can actually burn a crayon, believe it or not, for about 30 minutes. So in a grid down situation and you run out of candles, it goes on longer than you think, grab your kid's pack of crayons and you can actually begin to burn these crayons at about 30 minutes each. Put them on a little jar lid like you got there, and you've got light. Now, it's not clean burn. It's not the best situation. But again, we're talking about DIY hacks today that can resolve that problem for you and help you to think outside the box if you've run out of all the other items that you may have. Now, put all these items together, and these are not just great hacks, but they actually can save you quite a bit of money. And so what you see there on your screen, and I'll move my my video around on this one, is that from DIY water filter to a hidden safe in a can to a solar powered charger, on down the list, there is DIY savings on each one of these. And so if we actually begin to think through not just the DIY savings, which by the way, the DIY water filter is probably one of the highest ones you can have potential savings on, for a grand total on this one of about $281 in savings. That's pretty amazing, right? So by putting some time and effort into making some of these items, you can actually save a bunch of money. It solves the problem for you. And not only that, guys, but it actually begins to build your thinking. And as a prepper, one of the most important things you can actually begin to do is learn how to think. Not just learn how to store up the right kind of preps, because those things are going to go away. You're going to lose those things, right? But you've got to learn how to think. And so along those lines, I want to point you to one more resource. When it comes to prepping, you've got to think like a moat. You've got to think about those first 72 hours. That's your immediate moat around you in protection, right? But then from there, you got to expand that out and think a few weeks out and then even a few months out from there. And each of those levels of prep comes with different kinds of prep. So check out the guide linked that's free in the description below that will help you to assess what level of prep are you at and what are your next steps. We provide that free guide to you so that you can help to make sure that your family has everything you need, and you can begin to expand out your preparedness level once you've got the 72 hours and on to more. Now, I would love to hear from you. Are there DIY hacks that you know about that you use that we don't even have in this video? Could you leave those in a comment below? We'd love to hear from you. Also, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. That tells us that we're on track with the kind of content you want to see, and we're going to make more of it and have it here for you on the channel, even in the next video. See you then.